Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Even Corpsetaker Rogue. I've been experimenting with Even Rogue a little bit in the past few days. I played some Corpsetaker builds, I played some pure pirate builds with Cannon Barrage, and this is ultimately what I think is the best Even Rogue deck. While Cannon Barrage is fun and it's great if you face stuff like Spellstones, then if you face stuff like Wall Priests, then you might want to have a little bit more focused damage, and that's exactly what this deck can deliver. This is a Corpsetaker build. This is a fairly defense-minded Corpsetaker build in that there are some Corpsetaker lists around that don't even have lifesteal in them, but this one, there's Corpsetaker, and Corpsetaker gets the whole package. There's Wind Fury Harpy to give it Wind Fury, there's a pair of Argent Commanders to give it Divine Shield, there's a pair of Dread Corsairs and a Lich King to give it Taunt, and there's a cheaty Anglebiter to give it Lifesteal. I really enjoy cheaty Anglebiter, and it was fun that I was able to put it in this deck, and it also proved to be instrumental in some of the games. You will see a little bit later when we get to the gameplay material, but an excellent card. Because this deck uses Wind Fury minions, then Cold Blood is the natural choice. I use Eviscerates in some of the builds, and I tried to use both Eviscerates and Cold Bloods in Corpsetaker build originally, but that was a little bit too many spells. The deck wanted to be a little bit more minion heavy, and in the end Cold Blood was chosen for this build because of the synergy with Corpsetaker and Wind Fury Harpy, and that synergy is very important. You can also tutor reliably for your Cold Bloods with this build, because Cursed Castaway, Death Rattle draw a combo card from your deck, will always draw a Cold Blood. There are no other combo cards in this particular deck. The deck also features a couple of high-end, high-power legendary minions. There's Mojo Master Zihi, that's great against all sorts of combo decks. You can set them back to a little lower mana total, and then you can beat them with tempo and pressure before they get back to their combo turn. There's an Hooktusk. Captain Hooktusk is perhaps the reason to play these sorts of pirate-heavy rogue decks. Summon 3 pirates from your deck, give them Rush. That's an incredible card. I mean, it draws 3 cards and it plays all of those 3 cards. So that's simply amazing. An incredibly powerful legendary card. And an old school power legendary to the Lich King at the top of the curve, just giving you a very solid high power minion that also has Taunt, so it activates your Corpsetakers a little bit as well. Overall it is a tempo deck. You attack, you try to hit, you sap to remove the opponent's tempo, and then you win the game, usually with some kind of Wind Fury buffs or simply with general pressure and something like an Argent Commander. When you mulligan with this deck, you're generally looking for a curve. You really want to have a 2-drop, so Bloodsail Raider, Razorpetal Lasher, Sharkfin Fan. That's your basic 2-drop package. If you're on the play, having 2 2-drops is good. If you're on the coin, you can do with just 1. You typically want to dagger up on 1 anyway, and then dagger up into Bloodsail Raider on 2, that would be a 3/3 for 2 mana, or Sharkfin Fan on 2, attack, 2/2 and 1/1 for 2 mana. So you have some very powerful starts with this deck. Even though it's an even deck, you sometimes also have an ability to play a 3-drop, because your dagger reduces the cost of Dread Corsair by 1, so Dread Corsair becomes a 3 mana 3/3 taunt minion. So you can also go for a 2/3/4 type of play, which you usually can't do with an even deck, but you can with this one. So you need to think about how you spend your dagger. Typically when you're on the play, you start swinging immediately. You very often use all the odd turns to dagger up again, unless you have that Dread Corsair and you want to play it on 3. Whereas if you're on the coin, then you have to be a little bit more careful with your dagger swings in the early game, because you might want to do a coin on some of the turns, and then you won't be able to dagger up every second turn. When in the mulligan you have your 1 or 2 2-drops, you're also looking for a 4-drop, in this case Corpsetaker or Grave Shambler. These are the power plays. Corpsetaker of course with the Wind Fury, Grave Shambler because you can just make it grow every turn because of your cheap hero power. If you're playing in a matchup where you need to defend yourself, then backstab is a good option, like something like a Hunter. Or if you know that you're in a combo matchup, then Mojo Master Z is a card that you will probably need. Sometimes you can beat combo decks before they ever get to high enough mana total anyway, but for those occasions when you can't, you can already keep Mojo Master Z in the Mulligan if you know that it's a combo matchup. Also, if you know it's a slow matchup, then Captain Hook Tusk is a powerful card to keep. Overall, a very fun and very powerful tempo deck. When it comes to fun factor, I probably prefer the full pirate build with its cannon barrage a little bit better. Cannon barrage is just so much fun. But if you're facing stuff like death rattle decks and the like in the meta, then the ability to do more focus damage with those Wind Fury minions and Cold Blood is just very valuable. And it's also a little bit better at defending itself, because Corpsetaker with lifesteal can really put a dent into the plan of more aggressive decks. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And if you really enjoy it, you also have the option to join the channel as a paid member to further support this content creation. And now, let's go take a look at Corpsetaker Even Rogue in action. Well, we'll see if we can make the deck tracker change his mind. Yes, we can, but this is still not the correct deck. Deck tracker. Well, there are no eviscerates in this build. But okay. It looks like I'm going to dagger up again on 3. So I believe I can hit face this turn. I'm not on the coin, so then I'm fairly straightforward daggering up. The Hunter kept 3 cards. And I cannot answer something like a Scavenging Hyena here very well. And this might also imply that there's more to come. And if I hit into the Hyena, if I play the Sharkfin Fan, hit into the Hyena, I have to just hit into the Hyena. If he has a Crackling Razormaw for that, then that's really too bad. But if he has a Spring Paw, I play Sharkfin Fan, Spring Paws die, this will have 4 health, down to 3 health, down to 2 health, I still can't kill it. So I'm afraid I have to do just this here. Now if he has Crackling Razormaw, and because he kept 3 cards, there's a chance that there's both Spring Paw and the Razormaw. And there's not a whole lot I can do about the Razormaw. And a bit more that I can do about the Timberwolf. Alright, this looks fine right now. So now I can play the Lasher here. And I can Razor Pedal. Razor Pedal that one, and I can also kill the Timberwolf. Alright. That was slightly better. We're making a little bit of progress, so that's probably a Spring Paw then. Because if there was a Crackling Razormaw in hand, that would have been played already. But of course, Spring Paw can be played together with Crackling Razormaw at any point when that happens to be top decked. So we are not in the clear yet. Although I was able to deal with the Hyena, which was a scary fellow. 2-4 that I cannot really deal with. Ooh, a Corpsetaker. Yeah, I believe I'm playing the Corpsetaker here. It doesn't have Wind Fury, but it does have Lifesteal, and it does have Divine Shield. So getting through that is not quite as simple. Now of course, next turn Grave Shambler is not going to be great, but we'll see. Because I can't make the Grave Shambler grow. I can kill both of these minions, and I probably need to. There can be a Hyena, of course, with the... But I have a sap, so perhaps I'm not that scared. Do I want to do it with the Sharkfin Fan or with the Shambler? I believe I want to go in with the Shambler. Even though it's only going to be a 4/4, but I believe that's going to be worth the trouble. Then I can kill off the Leok. And I can kill off the Diamole. Obviously now he has some more beasts in hand because of that Master's Call. And that I put that card down as a Spring Paw. These are beasts. Also manages to top deck Unleash now. That was very, very powerful. But why doesn't he play the Spring Paw? Now he cannot kill everything here. That was an interesting choice. So I believe I want to take this opportunity to set up the Wind Fury Harpy. Because then there's a chance that I can Cold Blood the Harpy.
So many options.
I've seen both Timberwolves. So Harpy on the board, kill off the Timberwolf, push 5 to the face. I have a 4/5 and I have a 5/5. The beasts have just about been spent, unless he has a second Master's Call, which means that he gets a good assortment of new beasts. Now he's trying to look for that Poisonous. It's 30% to get Poisonous, 51% to get Poisonous or +3 attack. So this is 16. So this is 16. And this is 5. That's 21. Which means that this is lethal.
So many options.
Alright, play that one. Cold Blood the Harpy. Harpy goes face, Harpy goes face, this goes face, Dagger goes face, and we take the win over the Midrange Hunter. Aggressive decks and including the strength of the Odd Warrior. So next we're awaiting for the small rise of combo in order to fight these, like these Taunt Priests and Odd Warriors. But everything is pretty much going exactly as I predicted. I don't think I've ever predicted this correctly before. Because of course predictions are not that easy to get right. This deck needs single target removal. It has 2 copies of Sap. It's a tempo deck, it doesn't need removal. That's not what this deck is all about at all. Oh dear, I managed to top deck the Wind Fury Harpy again, so my Corpsetaker once again is missing the Wind Fury. A little bit unfortunate, but let's see. Meyer doesn't do Sprawl and Flurry. Only Flurry, because Sprawl is from the classic set. Okay, any can do for what card Cold Blood could be set for. I tweeted some Odd Warrior lists one of these days, so if you check my Twitter, you should find, Odd Rogue list, so you should find something that people have been playing. So this is the same archetype again. Well, this is a big problem for this deck if this is now all the hype, and lots of people have been hyping up this deck. So yeah, this can really be an issue. I'm a little bit reluctant about using my coin yet.
Here we go.
Don't hit into that. Or how much I want to hit into that, rather. I think this much. You can of course draw with the Cleric now, but if I hit 2 damage into it, that makes very little difference. 1 damage or 2 damage. Okay. So now I'm killing this one, right?
Here we go.
I believe so. Use some of these throwaway items to hit into it and then get that Corpsetaker with its lifesteal on the board. Okay. Need to be very, very careful about this. Penna, I haven't played Hearthstone Rastakhan, so I have only Midrange Hunter. I don't know what deck to build because I don't have so much dust and legendaries. Well, just try to take a look on what sort of deck you believe you might enjoy playing. That might help. Oh, that turned out to be a pretty decent Mass Hysteria for him. Not the best Mass Hysteria ever, but still a pretty decent one. So how do I carry on from this? I mean, I have the Bloodseer Raider, Dread Corsair, or I can try to get a Ticket Scalper out there. I could coin Wind Fury Harpy, but I don't have any gold bloods for it right now, so it's not quite that effective. What if he plays a Witchwood Grizzly next? I actually think I want the Ticket Scalper out there. I actually think this is what I want. I just saw one Mass Hysteria, so the odds that he has 2 Mass Hysterias this early are quite low. That can be... yeah, there's the Grizzly.
Is someone injured?
Now I get to take the overdraw from the Grizzly. So I suppose I need to play the Argent Commander here. I can actually sacrifice the Corpsetaker and take the overdraw from the Cleric, which will then keep Ticket Scalper alive. That seems acceptable. I'll use these to kill that, and this one is going to kill the Cleric, so that I can draw a pair of cards here. Alright, 8 cards in hand. Alright. But now Corpsetaker no longer has Divine Shield, because I have drawn both Argent Commanders. And now it no longer has Lifesteal either. But I guess Coin Hook Tusk is going to be the line. I have a Raider, Ticket Scalper, pair of Castaways. Then he really starts to need some answers pretty rapidly at that point. And this will be the Coin Hook Tusk. Let's get some minions out here. And then, which minions will kill that one? So that would be 7. If I hit into it, I can then draw cards. Do I want to draw 2? I would draw 3 cards, so I end up drawing a bit too many cards. A problem in its own right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It is not too bad. We do it like this. This means that I will end up burning a card next turn, but I think it's okay. I could have pushed 5 more to face if I didn't use the 5/2 to trade. He had a Scream. Well, I guess that is rather inconvenient. So does he have Master Oakheart now? He could have a Master Oakheart. I'd be rather sad if there was a Master Oakheart that he would play next turn. So in order to avoid that, I suppose I need to use the Mojo Master now. Let's Mojo Master and play the Bloodseer Raider out there. I think I'll try this approach. This now prevents any Oakheart turn from coming, so at best he can have a Witchwood Grizzly. And there is the Grizzly indeed. So how can I push enough damage quickly enough? Is the next question. I have 1 Cold Blood in hand, but I could also try to get the Wind Fury Harpy out there. And then Cold Blood that one next. Unless he has a second Scream, or a second Mass Hysteria. Or I can push 9 to the face now. I'll always be vulnerable to something. I think we will try this, and we try to develop the Harpy. This means that I'm vulnerable to Mass Hysteria, but every play that I had available was vulnerable to Mass Hysteria anyway. He has only 5 cards. Does he have a second Mass Hysteria or a second Psychic Scream in those 5 cards? And it seems that the answer is yes, yes he does. Well, now Corpsetaker is going to have Wind Fury though. So it ain't over. This fellow now has Wind Fury. I can play Razor Petal Lasher out there. Dagger up to hit face. But he's getting closer to the Oakheart turn thanks to having all of this stuff. And I have not found a single sap. So what's up next? Shadow Madness. Okay, well, Shadow Madness does not kill me. Alright, but next turn it can be the Oak Heart. So this can push 14, 15, 19. That would still be exact lethal. To Northrend, my friends, to Northrend. And push and push and push and push, and we take down the Wall Priest after all. I'll keep a Corpsetaker here. Corpsetaker, no, not my Anglebiter. Why, Anglebiter, why? You're so cheaty. But what kind of Warlock? Because I'm kind of anticipating Zoo every time nowadays. Although that is not necessarily the case. Now that I'm on the coin, I actually don't hit on one. So this probably is not Zoo. Do I hit on 2? No, I'm not hitting on 2 either. Well, that's annoying when that happens. So some kind of control build then. And I cannot kill the Doomsayer. The Doomsayer has lately been pretty good against the types of decks that I have played. There was a moment where Doomsayer was poor in the meta. Now it seems much better. Luckily that was not a minion that gets to stay. So I get to play my Corpsetaker out there. And it will not be challenged immediately. Well, it still retains the Divine Shield, so you can't just Spellstone it. Skull of the Manari though. Oh boy, that Skull. Unfortunately I don't have a Cold Blood. And 6 mana for next turn for him. I mean, that's Defile Hellfire levels of mana. What can I do against that? There isn't a whole lot. I can drop another Corpsetaker and hope he doesn't have Defile Hellfire.
Here we go.
Let's see. But this of course looks very scary right now. And it is a Doom God. Does he also have some cubing or something for it? No, but he has the Defile and the Hellfire, right? Yes. He has the Defile Hellfire. Okay. Well, I could play the Cursed Castaway. Use that to kill the Doom God and draw a Cold Blood from my deck. But Arching Commander Cold Blood is only 8 damage. So I'm at least 1 off next turn, even if I do that. But I suppose I still need to do that. I need to hit him in the face with this. Does he have more demons in hand? He does not have more demons in hand. Okay, that's promising. But that means that if I don't kill this one, and if he top decks a Void Lord, then there will be all those small minions on the way too. Because I have the chance to play Argent Commander, Coin, Cold Blood, and I can put him to 1. I think I have to try. Doom God and a Cube, and a Bladed. Well, there are ways for me to die. But aren't there always? There are always ways to die. Let's see what happens. Did he top deck a demon? He did not. Alright, that's an excellent piece of news. He has to heal. But he can potentially heal. I mean, he can like Spellstone this. And that's a big Spellstone. 8 cards in hand. Lich King time. Okay, Obliterate. Did he top deck a demon? He did top deck a demon. Alright, so now he has a demon again. Does he have a cube? No, no cube. But he has a second spellstone. Oh man, that's so annoying when that happens. Because I'll have to obliterate this Doom God. And I have to play the Mojo Master so that I deny Gul'dan. Then I can put him down to 9. Okay. Doom Gods are gone and they're not coming back until Gul'dan. Both spellstones have been played too.
Oh yes, they'll serve me now.
I would need another 4 from hand. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Isn't this lethal? Tell me I'm not seeing things. Tell me I am not seeing things and that this is actually lethal. It took me a long time to find it, but I did. It took me a long time to find it, but I did. Oh, that was such a satisfying lethal. This deck seems perfectly fine now. Just changing 2 cards and the deck was fixed. I can't afford to keep a Hook Tusk. What if it's like Q-block? I have to be faster. Yeah, Diano. We'll see. Now I don't hit because I think my future looks like Rasher into Red Corsair. And this one actually turned out to be an Even Warlock who kept his entire hand. And now it's going to be Bloodseer Raider this turn. Even Warlock who keeps his entire hand is a scary sight. Everything I have dies to Hellfire. I don't currently see a way to win this game. But we'll find out sooner or later. Currently he is contemplating whether he wants to tap again in order to get a giant down next turn. Or whether he wants to play a 2-drop and delay his giant turn. Maybe go for something like Coin Twilight Drake instead. Remember he kept 4 cards. So there has to be 2-drop giant Drake. Something like that has to be in hand. There's the 2-drop. As expected. I don't want to renew my dagger yet, because I want to break it next turn with the Grave Shambler on the board. What deck will you play next? Well, I have a Zoolock waiting and I have the pirate version of this deck waiting, so one of those probably. Now he's contemplating playing... Now he didn't want to play more. Alright. He has not damaged himself yet. Which means that the Grave Shambler... It should not be possible to kill the Grave Shambler. Well, he could... Yeah, he can't kill it probably, but I think he's going to play Giant now. The way he's playing really makes me think there's Giants coming. And Spellbreaker. Well, that was a big surprise. Something like Hellfire Defile can get him through here. I guess I will kill the Spellbreaker with my dagger. If I hit him down to 17, then he can tap into a 7/7. I have nice tools to deal with that. I do not mind if he does that. Alright, so we're going to get the backstab route here. We play the Ticket Scalper and we put him down to 17. If he spends his mana to tap into playing a 7/7, I'm okay with that. Because I will be able to overkill the 7/7 and draw 2 cards. He could also like Hellfire Coin Defile, which I obviously have no real tools to avoid, but you can't have everything now, can you? Acidic Swamp Ooze. Well, that's 9. So I have 13 damage. I'm still a little bit off here. I can have a Defile clear next turn, but I could draw some cards. I could either sacrifice this into the Giant, or I can play the Argent Commander. Either way will give him a Defile clear next turn. if he wants it. I think I want to play the Argent Commander here. And I do want to take down that giant. But I do want to draw some cards. And I do want to hit him in the face, even though this enables the 7/7. So I could draw the Cold Blood. I'd have to sacrifice my entire board to kill the 7/7 though. Unless I simply sap it this turn. I'll have 5 more mana. Yeah, we're sapping that fellow. Dagger up to get a Raider out there. And a Lasher out there. And hit 5 to the face. Okay, we'll put him down to 8. Of course I don't have another charge minion here. But he doesn't know that. So I figured that was a good time to take the tempo gain. He's going to play 2 7/7s now. No, just 1 7/7. Okay, well, the Cursed Castaway and this can kill the 7/7. Then I will have 7/8. That will be exact lethal. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me go home. Well, I think the only home you're going to is this. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.